The concept of the Trinity is something that is quite simple, and yet at the same time it is uncomprehendable.
Well, there's your problem.
The Bible very, very specifically and very clearly teaches that God is one single being, but he is three distinct and individual persons.
No, it doesn't. That is a post-biblical philosophical innovation that was imposed upon the Bible to try to synthesize and unify all the different texts, the majority of which distinguish Jesus quite clearly from God, but a minority of which suggest that there is some sense in which Jesus is to be identified with God. And the question is, what is that precise sense? Now, the authors all had their own ideas, and they all differed from each other, but once we have all the New Testament in place and we're treating it as a single inspired corpus that is univocal and inerrant, then we have to come up with a unifying framework. We have to come up with one explanation that works, and that is why the Trinity had to be invented.
The concept of the Trinity is not imposed on the Bible. It is a conclusion of the Scriptures. It's not made up. It's a legitimate conclusion from reading the entire body of text of those who we believe were those who were inspired by God, that were led of the Spirit to declare to us revelation. Now, I understand Dan is coming from an academic world, and he's allowed to be smug. Okay, his degree allows that, and we're going to give that to him. He's not allowed to misrepresent entire concepts, okay, which is what he's doing. He's misrepresenting an entire religion, which he does all the time. And he's misrepresenting how religion and faith works. Okay, he says, well, there's no univocality in the Bible. There is a God, and that God has revealed himself, and that God gets to define who he is. And we, as the followers of the God who has revealed who he is, through the person of Jesus Christ, get to study the revelation that he has given and come to conclusions based on the revelation he has given us. He created us with a mind. Remember, when God placed Adam in the garden, he didn't tell him, I want you to name all the animals and here's what you name them. No, he said, I want you to name all the animals. And then he brought the animals to Adam one by one, and Adam named them. Okay, he gave us a mind and a will to comprehend, to come to conclusions. Again, yes, people come to differing conclusions on the nature of Jesus, the nature of God, when they approach the Scriptures. But when you look at the entire counsel of the entire Scriptures, when you believe that the apostles of Jesus and their writings are authoritative in helping us to understand who God is, what his nature is, who is Yahweh, then you come to the conclusion legitimately that he is Trinity and all that entails, okay? And there's different views of the metaphysics of the Trinity and how it works. And that's okay. We can have differing opinions. The essential is God sent his Son and speaks to us through his Son. And faith in his Son is how we are saved. Now, there's a lot more to it than that, but that's the essential. So, Dan, you're wrong here, okay? The Trinity is not imposed on the Scriptures. It's not invented later. It's a legitimate conclusion of studying the revelation given by God. You don't believe it's revealed by God, that the Scriptures are just the work of humans? That's your prerogative. But don't pretend like it's an invented concept that just, poof, came out of nowhere. Nonsense. But it's Dan.